How would you describe the team's response this week so far to the loss and just regrouping in general?
I think we've had one practice, so it's a small body of work there to answer your question, but I'm hopeful we'll respond. I think they will respond. I have faith in them that they'll do that, and they were good yesterday. We have to continue to put days together and be consistent.
Just how much of this preparation do you focus on South Carolina, or is it more so just leave it in the past and try to move on to Missouri?
I think it's both. I think we have problems that we need to fix, more so turning the ball over, getting back in transition. We've given up a lot of transition points in the losses that we've had, and then you have to move on. They're very different scouts.
When you talk to your team after Sunday, and obviously you were very vocal after the game about what you saw out of your team, when you watched the tape, did you see what you thought you saw, and how did you deal with that with your team internally? Yeah,
we addressed it. Of course, you come in and you have this much conversation publicly, you address it as a team, and I think that they handled it very well. I think that they were mad, and they should have been mad. And I think we will get a response out of them. I think it'll stop happening. I think that they took accountability. I took accountability, and just move forward as a team.
Press conference after South Carolina, you mentioned you saw some things from the underclassmen that were impressive to you in terms of leadership and all that. What growth are you hoping to see from the upperclassmen the rest of the year on?
Yeah, I think that they will grow. That we talked yesterday, and we talked a little bit before going into South Carolina. We're at the point of the season where if you're a senior, the clock is on. You have 3 weeks left, guaranteed. I mean, I know you have tournament play, but 3 weeks guaranteed left, and it's the part of the season where you start to talk to your older ones about don't have any regrets. Get in the gym. If you want to have something to say it. If it's a work ethic thing, make sure you do it, because the clock is on, and they don't know how much life changes after basketball, but they do know that they're going to miss it.
Kim, you mentioned the team was mad. What were they specifically upset about? And is that kind of you want to see as a coach, that hey, you're mad at this because you care? Yeah,
I think that it's not acceptable in this program to lose the way we lost, and I think everyone knows that, and I think they know that. I know that. Our fan base knows that. It's not the standard here at Tennessee, and again, you want to get a response out of them. You don't want it to be okay. It's not going to be okay. We can't go after a loss like that and just come back in and treat it like another loss. We can't just, okay, let's watch the film and let's move on. Like, we need to address some things. We need to fix it. We need to do it with a sense of urgency, because we're still in a really good position to achieve our goals. But we have to just continue to fix some behaviors and change some things.
Just kind of two-parter on Missouri. First, what stands out about Missouri in your prep right now?
They're excellent offensively. They're incredibly efficient. They shoot the three really well. Best shooting team in the SEC. We have to guard. We have to guard together. We have to make multiple efforts. We can't take a play off. Really be locked in on the defensive end, or they're going to be a team that can put a 9-0, 12-0 run on you quickly, and it can all be from the three-point line.
And then Kellie Harper returning. Have you met her before? What do you know about
Yeah,
Kellie
we met at SECs last year. Was the first time we met.
Mentioned, several times, like it's top down, it starts with you. Maybe what are some things that you've changed, whether it's the coaching perspective or the players, to indicate that things are trending in the right direction again?
Yeah, I think that, again, we had one day. It's going to take time. It's going to take prep. It's going to take, the most important thing is going to be consistency. And that, again, that's a top-down thing of holding them accountable consistently. I think the biggest failure that I had as a coach is we were playing really well. And I sat here and I was talking about how proud I was of their mindsets, and I felt like we checked a box and moved on. And I know better than that as a coach. They're young people. You never check a box and move on. And so I told a few of them yesterday, I think I'm a better coach for you guys when I'm just mad all the time, and that's the version that we're going to get.
You said on your radio show post-game Sunday that some of the players get it, and you're going to keep coaching to other people get it. What is it?
That we play an effort-based system, and it doesn't work if you don't play hard.
You mentioned wanting a good response against Missouri. What would an ideal response for this team look like coming off of Sunday's loss?
I think for us, a response would be know your scout, do scout-specific things, adjust to the in-game adjustments in real time. The biggest thing for us is play with some passion, play with some fire, do it as a team, do it consistently, be the hardest playing team on the floor.
to grind out victories when they know that they're the better team, when they say, hey, we're better than the other 5 on the court right now. How do you feel like your team handles when they're going up against kind of the top 1% of players in the country, like a South Carolina or UConn? How do you get them to play with that fire as underdogs?
Yeah, I think we're still working on that. Normally, I coach players that really like to be the underdog, and I think that we could spin it more of an underdog story if we needed to, but at the end of the day, we're going to have played the top 6 teams in the country, the majority of them on the road. We played a very hard schedule. We played a hard schedule so that we could grow up. We played a hard schedule so that when we get in the NCAA tournament, we know exactly what it takes. I'm disappointed that the margin is what the margin is, and I think that that's not the standard that our team. I can't look at my team, and I will never look at my team and say that's acceptable, and they know that. They know that they're not that much worse. And we're playing great teams on the road. It's not that we are losing, it's the manner in which we are doing it.
Kellie had said yesterday that, the dynamic of this matchup is not about her, right? It's about her players, and that's kind of how she's approaching it. Is that also kind of how you feel about just how much might be made of the dynamic of this matchup as well?
Yeah, we have to win it. We have to win. You got to win your next game. That's what everything in the SEC is. For every team, you have to win your next game. You have to win your next game. You have to win your next game. If we want to achieve our goals, you look at how many games we have left. We have a lot of games in a short amount of days. You just have to grind it out game by game.
It seems this team is, of course, fed by its defense, and I'm wondering if you think that might be an angle where you can build some of that confidence back, understanding that the turnover margin for Missouri, they don't often win that, and like the rebounding battle might be an advantage for you all. Are you focusing on the defensive effort, especially in a matchup like this?
We are. I think that in our past 4 games, I think our defense, especially our half-court defense, has taken a step backwards, and so it's limited our transition offense. It hasn't been as clean and as nice as it looked. When you go back to our last game that I was really proud of was our Kentucky game, and our offense wasn't there, but we grinded it out defensively, and we worked hard defensively, and we let the defense. We had so many clips publicly and so many pictures and so many moments and so many plays on film where it was passionate. And it was all from the defensive end, and it was hype and energy, and our bench was great because we were getting stops. And I think that is really the best part about this team is when they are playing like that. They are getting turnovers, and they are chest bumping because they got to stop on the defensive end. And I think that fuels us, and I think we've gotten away from that in our past 4 games, and we need to get back to it.
What's the balance line? You mentioned you're still in a good spot in your SEC standings. Yeah. Where is the balance line of not panicking or not going over the top with it versus we just got to get settled back in? And what do you draw from? I mean, you haven't been probably through many of these. Yeah. What do you draw from to help get your team through this? Yeah,
I think right now, right or wrong answer, I draw from them. I draw from them. You have to get pulse points with your team, and you look at your team and you say, do you think you can win? And they say, yeah, we think we can win. And so you know that that's where their their headspace is of, yeah, we can win, coach, we got it, we can win, we got it, we'll fix it. And that builds confidence in a coach of, okay, you think maybe they're hitting the panic button. They're kids, they think they can win. They look me in the eye and they tell me they have that confidence, and I don't think it's fake. It's not. I don't think it's an answer that sometimes young people give you an answer that they think you want to hear. I don't think that was happened with any of them.
One of the points from Sunday's game was just about not seeing enough leadership among players that you want to see. Has anyone kind of taken that personally, even just from the loss, to be more of a leader, or have you seen any kind of change in that moment?
I think all of them took it personally, and so we talked that we do need leadership. This has been leading up to this game that we have said that we need more leadership. We need more leadership, and I think everyone can lead in their own way. Some people lead by example. Some people lead quietly. Some people lead by talking to individuals, and some people have the voice, and we need a refresh of that. I think they know we need a refresh of that, and yeah, I think that they took that challenge, and I think that challenge will be fixed.
Maybe building off of that, you had mentioned about like the leadership, like needing consistency with their effort and production on the court. I'm wondering if the by example or vocal has transpired in somebody like an Alyssa Laam as the season has progressed or not?
Yeah, I think she is by nature a quiet person, but she is somebody that people listen to. She's somebody that does things the right way. She is somebody that doesn't care about how many points, like her scoring the ball or her getting in foul trouble or a play not going her way, a turnover for her is not going to make or break how she leads and what her character is. And so I think that we need just to continue to develop her, and she needs to try to be a little more vocal. And that's a little bit outside of her comfort zone, but I think people listen to her because she shows up and does the right thing every day.
Coach here in the back, do you think all of them taking that loss personally will kind of just benefit this team in the long run? And is their response something that you really wanted to see out of them after that game?
Yeah, that's the hope. That's the hope. The hope is that we can come back and we can point to this moment right now that's not a flattering moment. It's not a flattering moment for our program. It's not a flattering moment for me. It's not a comfortable situation for me to be here in this seat and have drawn attention to a failure and made it more public by my comments. But I hope that it's a turning point and we can go, well, that worked. That's my hope.
Coach, sometimes when you have such a talented younger class of players, whether at the high school level, college level, wherever you're at, you kind of, when you don't see fire from your team, you go, okay, well, time to work with the group for next year. How do you balance that in the sense of, hey, I got this talented group of, younger players, but also I got this talented class of seniors who we have to win now because we're here at Tennessee?
Yeah, we have to win now because we're here at Tennessee. We have to represent our brand. I'm never, ever, ever, ever going to give up on a team. I'm never going to turn the page. I'm never going to scrap it. I'm never going to do that. I want to keep our freshmen. I want to retain our freshmen. I think our freshmen do things the right way, but never in a million years am I going to turn the page to next year. I'm not going to do it when we're tied for second in the SEC. I'm not going to do it when we're top 25 in the country. I'm not going to do it when we're not top 25 in the country or we're dead last in the SEC. It's not who I am. It's not what a leader does. Thank y'all.